Hey everybody, Andy here. I wanted to talk to everybody about this intellectual sloth thing. Um, in our path through life, we build our own little cages, um, like walls, emotional and mental and physical walls, to protect ourselves psychologically and emotionally, big time. Um, it's just natural. It's a biological built-in feature of the human condition. Um, we build these cages, and they're nice and strong and safe and sound and everything, and they got windows with blinders on them, and we use these blinders to filter out the truth, especially the painful truth, the uncomfortable truth, the truths that go against our belief systems. That sucks. That's like the root of ignorance, is like you're ignoring the truth. That's why we have these blinders. We believe in X, Y, and Z, and any information contrary to that, we just shut off the blinders really quick. Poof. We don't have to deal with that information because we just simply ignore it. That's where the word ignorant comes from, if you ask me. It might say something different in the dictionary, but that's the practical definition as far as I'm concerned. Amazing amounts of information will bounce right off of people's noodles. Whether I run into this all the time, being a technical guy, people have these ideas about inventions and stuff that they want to do, and it's like, well, you don't understand the basics of physics or chemistry or thermodynamics or any of that stuff. You didn't do any of the homework. You didn't even read up on what the basic laws of physics were. Because, you know, they're a pretty good benchmark to go by. So I would explain this stuff to people, and I would notice that despite having it completely debunked and proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this thing they're believing in can't possibly happen, they refuse that information. They just let it bounce right off and keep on believing what they wanted to believe. And therein lies the rub. It's okay to have the cage. The blinders, yeah, y'all need to ditch the blinders. Those blinders make you into like a zombie. It's like, wait a minute, you're gonna use these blinders to ignore the truth, to ignore facts, and you're just gonna believe in some kind of fairy tale shit that you learned off a Disney Channel or something. And if anybody like confronts you with it, you're gonna spaz out and use one of a million different mental gymnastics to avoid, ignore, duck out, and not face the truth of the fact that the math says it's not possible. That's the really like messed up part, because, you know, does that make you a zombie? That, you know, if you're such a spaz that you can no longer accept information that's demonstrably true, you've lost all objectivity. Okay, now you're kind of in the cuckoo pie land. How are people that can still handle reality supposed to deal with people that have a fantasy and cannot allow themselves to accept a truth? And this is like a big step on the like journey of life is you know, you got to do the basics on yourself at least. And it starts with, you know, first off, stop lying to yourself. In order for you to spot the truth, you're going to have to stop lying to yourself first. Once you've like figured out how to quit lying to yourself by separating the stuff you believe and the stuff you know into two basic categories, you're kind of going to have a really hard time with this whole thing. Hence, you're going to be using your blinders a whole lot, shutting out a whole lot of truth, especially the way things are going in the world now. It'd be really nice if y'all like rip them blinders off the walls. You know, there's this other thing. Nobody's perfect, but do you have to be such a dumbass? I mean, being ignorant is a choice. doesn't matter how like dumb you are. You could have an IQ in the 70s. The real difference is going to be what are you able to actually absorb new correct information, or are you going to only accept information that confirms what you'd like to believe? Ignorant, that's like you ain't handling the truth, you're just ignoring it. Get rid of the blinders. You see people do this all the time. Engineering community loves this one. They cherry pick the data that proves their point, completely ignoring all the data that proves that they're full of shit and trying to run a scam on you. I could give so many examples. It boggles the mind, and it's in technical industry after technical industry. It's kind of ridiculous that the engineering community has let math get that far out of bounds. Y'all was supposed to be, you know, doing the math right, all of it, not just the cherry-picked data that you liked. Anyway, it's on each of us, just like we expect the bigger kids to look out for the little kids. I think it'd be best if all the smart people started looking out for the people that weren't that sharp. As we get older, we were supposed to be working on getting our, you know, getting our intellectual life together. As we grow older, we were supposed to be able to like have some experience and knowledge and shit to pass on, wisdom to pass on to the younger generation. There's a bunch of people running around lying to all them kids out there. Why aren't more people calling bullshit on them? You don't think that'd be the least you could do? I mean, if you consider yourself to be a smart person, you know, get friendly with the truth, and then share it. Because these kids are getting lied to way more than is necessary. We'd all be better off if everybody stopped lying to them kids, man. That'd be a good place to start. Thanks. I got a bunch of other videos you might want to check out on the Making Stuff Up 1 channel. Click like if you enjoyed this. Thanks. Bye.